Okay, hello everyone.
Hello.
Please turn on your mics, please.
Hello.
I want to interact with you.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi.
Hello. Actually, I had started a meeting, but due to some technical issues, we could not connect. So, yes. Okay, so we have a few participants. Can you please tell me one by one about you a little? I want to know, like your name and your city and your profession. 3 things I want to know.
Who should start?
Yeah, relay, please start.
Hi, I'm Riley. I am from America. I'm from Boston, and I am currently unemployed.
Okay, so but what is your basic, what do you do?
Oh, I don't have a job right now. I'm a student.
No, you're a student of?
Yoga.
Okay.
I'm a student here.
Okay, Joy, Mary, Francisco.
Hello, I'm Joy Mary. I'm from the Philippines in Manila.
Okay.
I'm a student of business administration.
Okay, nice. Josh Hayes.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Josh. I am from the United States. I was in South Korea before this as an English teacher.
Okay. Next we have Callie.
Kelly. This is Kelly here. Can anyone hear me?
Yes.
Yes, you can hear you. Yes, you can hear you. Hi, go ahead.
Hi.
They asked you to introduce yourself.
Yes,
Mine?
please.
Oh, hello. My name is Hallie Han. I'm sorry, I just got connection.
Yeah. So tell me, which profession are you from?
Yes, I'm an actor and a writer. I'm based in Los Angeles, California. I created a camp during COVID called 𝐾𝐨𝐠𝐚 Camp. We do creative writing and improv classes and sensitivity workshops to children to learn about boundaries and safety skills.
Okay, that's very great. Elizabeth.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth. I'm from South Africa and I'm a customer relationship manager in the corporate industry doing marketing.
Thank you. And who else is Lysis? Lysis?
I'm Louise. I'm from Germany, from Munich, and I'm a student as well.
Okay, so now thank you so much for your introduction. If anyone is left, we'll continue this tomorrow. So how many classes, one of you, please, Joy Mary, only Joy Mary will tell me how many classes of anatomy you have had.
We've had one. Oh, sorry.
Only one?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So since I have no idea what you studied in that one class, so we'll just start afresh. And probably there'll be new things to learn from this class. Okay, so buckle up. So, okay, first of all, we are studying about, the subject is human anatomy and physiology. Okay, so some of you may know and some of you may not know what is human anatomy and physiology and what is the difference between these two terms. Okay, and first of all, why we are studying this in yoga? Like in yoga, we were supposed to study about asana and pranayama, meditation, but all of a sudden we are studying about human anatomy and physiology. So these are 3 questions. Okay, first, anatomy. What is anatomy? Anatomy is the basic structure of this body, which you are going to work upon. Okay, then physiology is, there are different systems in our body, different organs in our body. So how that individual organ functions and how that organ functions in its system, and then how all the systems interact with each other. Okay, so that is physiology. Anatomy is the structure and physiology is the function. Can you please turn off your like you can mute yourself? Okay, so there is no disturbance. At the end we can have queries. Okay.
Yeah,
yes, Deva Putra. Yeah, please turn off your mic.
Right behind. You can sit here as well.
Okay, I'll go with it. Thank you.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. Okay.
Hi, I can hear you now.
You can hear. Okay. So now we know what is anatomy and what is physiology. Anatomy is the basic structure that of our body, and physiology is the functioning of those different structures in our body. Okay. Now second question or third question. Third question is why we are studying that in yoga. Then we were about to study asana and pranayama, meditation, all these things, but we were studying anatomy that is so different. So you might have question. So anybody want to answer this? Why we are studying in yoga? Reni, can you tell me? Reni?
No, it's not. It's not.
Hello. Okay, so I'll tell you why we are studying this in yoga. Because in yoga we will be doing asana. Okay, so asanas are not very simple exercise. Okay, there we have to understand which asana is impacting which part of the body. Okay, like when you're doing that simple Tadasana. Okay, when you're doing simply Tadasana, so you need to feel where all this Tadasana is impacting you. Okay, when you're breathing, okay, like suppose you're doing Nadi Shodhana. So you should be able to understand how this air is going and where it is going, how it will be utilized. So to understand that, to understand the impact of different asana, pranayama, we need to understand the anatomy and physiology. Basically, asana and pranayama. To have understanding of asana and pranayama, we need to have deep understanding, at least some superficial understanding of human anatomy and physiology. Okay, so in modern science, we have different systems. Okay, some of them are skeletal system, respiratory system, digestive system, and circulatory system. Okay, these are the systems which we'll mostly study. And in this 200 course, we will mostly focus on skeletal system. Okay, so let me give you a brief introduction of all these systems. Skeletal system is the system of your bones. Okay, bones, cartilage, tendons. It is only the bones, the cartilage, all these together form the skeletal system. And how many bones we have? An adult has 206 bones in an adult. But there's an interesting concept that when a kid is born, a baby has more than 206 bones. He has 300 bones. So like a baby has more bones than an adult. Where like we all know that an adult is like 5 feet tall, 6 feet tall, and sometimes even 7 feet tall. Even then, we have lesser bones as compared to a baby which is only like 1 feet tall. So what happens to those bones when we grow old? Those bones, they disappear, they come out of the body. What happens to them? So what happens is when a baby is born, you know that when baby keeps falling, but nothing happens, nothing cracks. Okay, it is because he has multiple joints, and these 300 bones, they get attached, they get fused. Like suppose there are 3 bones, so they will be fused, and there will be only 2. So this fusion takes place as one grows old, and these 300 bones get converted into 206 bones. So an adult has 206 bones. We should know this. And in skeletal system, in yoga, we are mostly focused on our spinal cord. Okay, spinal. It is in spinal cord. Okay, in Chinese there is a saying that a man is as young as his spinal cord is flexible. So in yoga, it is a primary focus that one's spinal cord should be very, very flexible. So whichever asana we do, it is probably around the spinal cord. So why this spinal cord is so important? It is so important. This spinal cord is highly important. You'll keep studying about whenever you have a practical class, they'll keep telling you, keep your spinal cord straight, spine straight, spine straight. Why it is so important? This spinal cord. Okay, we'll talk about that. Okay, we have respiratory system. We have digestive system, we have circulatory system, we have nervous system. Okay, so what is its respiratory system? Respiratory system includes the breathing in and breathing out. It has nostril, it has trachea, then it has lungs. We all know about lungs. Okay, but we don't know how it functions. Okay, we have heard about lungs. There's something called lungs. So, but we don't know what is lungs, like how it functions. So we'll study about our lungs, our nose, and how these two are connected in respiratory system. Then digestive system. Digestive system is very essential. Okay, how digestive system? If the food that you eat, what is food? Food is the fuel. Okay, if like I'm assuming you all must be having a car. Okay, so can you drive a car without fuel? You cannot. You just cannot drive any car without a fuel. You need it can be petrol, it can be diesel, it can be gas, or it can be electric energy that we give to the car, but we need some fuel. So our body is also like an instrument. Okay, it's like has a better mechanism than a car. So it also needs some food, some fuel. So that fuels come in form of food, which we like to eat. Okay, so there are a lot of foods that we like and get digested, but there is food which we do not eat, do not like, but is good for the body. So it's important that we study about digestive system so that we understand what food goes in, how it is processed, and how it comes out, and not only just eating, digesting and coming out. No, it also includes how the nutrients are absorbed. The food that we eat, from that food, the nutrients are absorbed and they are assimilated in the body and utilized by different systems. Okay, so it is very essential that what you give to your body is pure, is of good quality. Like you see, when you fill any fuel in your car, you want it to be of efficient quality, of very good quality. So this instrument that you have, that you cannot change. Okay, you cannot change this body. Once you have got it, it is there for lifetime. You have no option to change it. So what goes inside is very important. Okay, because you have to work from this body all your life. It is a beautiful instrument that you have received from God. So whatever you put inside should be of very, very good quality. Okay, so we'll study about digestive system in detail, how we take food and what all enzymes are there in the body, in the mouth, the esophagus, then your stomach, what happens in the stomach, and then it goes in your intestine, large intestine, Then it goes to your rectum and comes out the next day. Okay, so that happens in digestive system. Circulatory system. Circulatory system is the circulation of blood. Okay, so in circulatory system, you cannot do things directly. Okay, so like in digestive system, you eat. Okay, in respiratory system, you breathe. You do that intentionally. But in circulatory system, you do not have much of direct control. Okay, so circulatory system has your blood. Blood is the composition of different food that you have eaten. Okay, it has all those nutritions that you have taken through your food. So the food you ate, okay, food you have eaten, and then nutritions got absorbed in your body. And where it is absorbed through blood. It's in the blood. So that blood goes into your body. Okay. So what happens? Here is your body. Okay, so please do not mind my drawing. Next time I'll draw better diagrams. Okay, so yes. So what happens? See, you have taken your food from here and it goes here. There's a stomach, and then there is intestine, and then there is last intestine, and then goes out. Okay, so it got all the nutrients got absorbed, and then we have heart here. Okay, this heart, it acts like a pumping. It's a pump. Okay, because of which the blood circulates throughout your body. Okay, from head to toe. It is the function of the heart. The heart, you know, that all the blood travels from your head to your toe. It is only because of the heart. That's why the heart is so important. That if heart is not working, the blood will not be pumped. And what happens if the blood is not pumped? If the blood is not pumped, how your body will receive oxygen? How will this carbon dioxide go out of your system? And okay, this is one function. The other function is whatever you had eaten, through your mouth, and then it got digested. Then the nutrients got absorbed. The nutrients got absorbed in the blood. Now the blood has to send it to all the parts of your body. Okay, so that's why the pumping of blood is so important. That you need all the nutrition for the well functioning of your body. So that's why for that we will study circulatory system. Okay, now nervous system. Okay, what is nervous system? Nervous system is the brain and the spinal cord. Okay, so I had left you with one question, that why spinal cord is so important. So we are coming to that. Okay, nervous system. So nervous system, everything is controlled by your brain. Okay, everything here, it's here. The mind, it has different parts in the brain. Okay, like we have cerebrum, cerebellum, and medulla oblongata, and then the spinal cord. Okay, it all comes in the nervous system. Fine. So see, whatever cycle. Okay, there's a philosophy in yoga that which says you can, if you have problem in your mind, you can fix it by doing asana. If you have problem in your body, physical body, then you can do it through pranayama. Okay, why? Okay, the mind is very important. If you just use your brain, why this brain is so important? Why they said ki think positive, you know, you shouldn't talk negative. Why it is said like that? It has very deep, you can say it has some deep cause for that. And that is your mind. It has all the glands that are controlling this body. So if you think positive here, the good hormones are released. Okay, if good hormones are released, then your functioning of the body is good. It is more essential to think positive, to feel good. It is more important than eating. Okay, I'm not saying that start eating bad. I'm saying that it is even more important that you feel good here. If you feel good here, the good hormones are released, and if good hormones are released, your body will be functioning in a better way. Yeah, so that's why this nervous system is very essential, that you need to keep your mind very open and very positive, and then eventually your body will be functioning, whether it is in your profession, in your studies, whatever you want to do, it will help you. Okay, so these are some of the basic systems in the body which will function. We will study the individual function of individual organ in every system. So every system has different organs. Okay, so different organs will have in here, and how they interact with each other. Okay, that we will be studying. And here will be mostly focused on skeletal system. Okay, so now I asked why it is so, why this spinal cord is so important, because the nervous system, okay, it is the controlling head. Okay, this controls the body, and so it has its substitute. If you cannot, if the brain cannot function directly, is not connected directly, but indirectly it is connected, so it has a PA, a personal assistant. Okay, that personal assistant is the spinal cord. Like suppose we have our nerves, okay, which are traveling downwards. So how the brain is connected through different parts of our body, how this, my fingers are connected here. So they are connected, the nerves are traveling here. Okay, they are traveling here, and then what happens here in this spinal cord, there are nerves that are spreading. The nerves are spreading through my arm. Okay, similarly, the spinal cord, suppose this is spinal cord. Okay, so here this is going to your arms, your arm, and other parts of your chest, then your stomach, and then here it is going to your legs. These ones are going to your legs. Okay, so the nerves travel through your spinal cord. So when you need to protect and keep your spinal cord very flexible, so that if it is flexible, these nerves that are traveling from spinal cord, okay, they are in good condition. So for that, okay, see, there is a bone, then there is cushioning, there is another bone, and they are hollow, and then there is nerve going on. There is this nerve that is passing on. Okay, so if what happens, this bone gets deformed, Okay, if the bones and the cartilage, if they get deformed and they are sticking out together, there is no gap. Okay, this is normal, and this is the abnormal condition. Okay, so this is fine. Okay, the nerves are getting enough space to travel. But here, what happens? It is distorted. These nerves here, it gets pressurized. Okay, when this gets pressurized, so the related organ will not function as efficiently as it should have. So that's why it is very important that we keep our spinal cord very healthy. It is important to keep every organ healthy, but it is essential to keep your spinal cord healthy. If you keep your spinal cord healthy, the quality of life will be better. So first you need to keep your mind happy, your spinal cord straight, your food good, you need to breathe good, and everything goes well. Okay. So this is the modern science that we are talking about. The modern science, how we study whatever we study in the modern science. Okay, then there is the ancient science that we have been studying in Ayurveda. Okay, so in Ayurveda, we don't study only this. We study this, but also we study the Panchakosh, the Chakras, the Nadis, the Prana. Okay, so Panchakosh. So we say that there are 5 layers of the body. Okay, it is not just this physical body. They say this Anna. Anna means the food that we eat. This physical body that you see is the Anna that is made of. Okay, we have studied that in here. Anna. Okay, then there is Prana. Prana is the air. It's not exactly air, but it is that vital force that keeps you alive, that gives that life to this physical body. It is Prana. Then a Manna, Mannamaykosh. It is the brain. Okay, the mind. Then Vigyan. See, you're not just physical body. You also have a lot of knowledge inside you, and based on that knowledge, you function in your life day to day life. Okay, so it is the knowledge that you have, Vigyan. Okay, and then the Anand. Anand is the bliss that you are looking for, that we all are looking for. So it is the Anand, right? I hope you all are understanding whatever I'm telling. It is not bouncing.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, and
Can you perhaps take the camera closer to the whiteboard so we can just see the spelling of what you wrote?
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, now good.
Yes, thanks.
Now, are you able to see?
Just a little bit down. It's cutting off the bottom.
Yeah, you can
thank
see.
you so much. Thanks.
Yes. Okay, it's all there. And okay, I'll read it out. Okay, for you. Okay, so human anatomy, physiology. Okay, then we studied about different systems of the body. Skeletal system, respiratory system, digestive system, circulatory system, nervous system. Okay. And then this is one figure. You don't have to draw this, it's there in your book. Okay, so you can take from there. This is only to explain. Yeah, then this is the modern science that we study, and this is the ancient science that we have been studying in Ayurveda. It has Panchakosh, P-A-N-C-H, Panchakosh, K-O-S-H-A, Kosh. Okay, which has Anna, it is the food that we eat, the physical body. Then Prana, it is the vital force that keeps us alive. Then man. Okay. So this is the physical body. Prana, it is the vital force that keeps us alive. Then manmay kosh. Manmay kosh, it is the mind. Okay. Then Vijnanamay kosh, it is the knowledge. Then Anandamay kosh, Anand, it is the bliss. So your body is composed of this. Okay, this is the philosophy of Panchakosh. Then we have chakras. We have 7 chakras. Okay, nadis. There are 72,000 of nadis, but we study only about 3 nadis, 3 important nadis, and which are so these are the nadis we will be studying about in yoga. These are the most important nadis that we study. Okay, so Ida, Pingla, Sushumna. This is right nostril. This is left nostril. And this is in the center. Okay. So, okay, you do one thing. Yes. Okay. So if ever you want to see which nadi is more dominant, so like Ida, left nostril, Pingla, right nostril. Okay. If you want to see which nadi is prominent at present, like it keeps changing. Okay. So you see which nostril is working more. Which nadi is more open. Can you please turn on your cameras and your mics, please? Yes. So I want you all to do this. You're exhaling. Okay. When I'm exhaling, the air is coming here. And then other hand. So in which nostril can you feel the exhalation? More air. Please text it.
Oh.
Yes. I want you to tell through which nostril you can exhale more air. Okay. Chats. Yes,
Left side.
Yes, yes. Right nostril, left nostril, right nostril, Ida, left, right. Okay, good. Very nice. Okay, so mine is little bit left. Okay, so that means for whose left is more exhale, more air you exhale, it is Ida. If it is right, then it is Pingla. It is more dominant. Okay, I'll tell you one more feature. Ida is a little cold. Pingla is a little hot. And this is neutral. So in yoga, our focus is to balance these. Is there anyone for whom both are equal, left and right? Please text it to me. If it is both the nostrils are same, you cannot understand which is less, which is more. Please text if anyone is there whose both nostrils are functioning equally. Okay, just write no if no one is facing that. No. Okay. No. No. Okay, so there is no one who has this equal nostril, like exhalation, equal exhalation through nostril. Okay, so for that we come to the field of yoga, because we want our sushumna nadi to awaken. Okay, we want this sushumna nadi to be awakened. Sushumna, can you see this? Sushumna nadi. Okay, we want to awaken this nadi. And when we have awakened this nadi, we can breathe equally from both the nostrils. We will not have this dominance of Ida or Pingla. So when the dominance of Ida or Pingla goes away, it is balanced. That means a Sushumna nadi is functioning very well. And that is the motto of yogic practices, that we want to awaken our Sushumna. We want to balance Ida and Pingla. We don't want any of these to be dominant. We want Sushumna. Yeah? Okay, so that was in nadis. And now we have prana. Okay, prana, there are 5 kind of prana. It is, we'll study this later. It will be too much for you to grab in one day. Okay, so what we have studied, we'll go through it once more. Human anatomy is the basic structure of the body. If you want to write down, you can write. I'm repeating. Okay, so human anatomy is the basic structure of the body. Physiology is the functioning of different structures of the body. So there are 9 systems, but out of those we are only studying a few today, and which are skeletal system, respiratory system, digestive system, circulatory system, nervous system. Skeletal system includes the bones, cartilages, tendons of the body. Okay, in skeletal system, an adult has 206 bones and a child has 300 bones. Next, respiratory system. Respiratory system includes your nostrils, trachea, and bronchioles, your lungs. Okay, it is basically functioning of your breathing. Okay, so this is important because we will be doing a lot of pranayama. Okay, breathing practices. So we need to understand the respiratory system for that. Then digestive system. Digestive system is, it includes your mouth, your esophagus, your stomach, small intestine, large intestine, colon, and anus. Okay, so this is about eating good food, digesting it well, and then absorbing all that you don't have control upon. Absorption of nutrition, then assimilation of nutrition, and that is digestive system. Then circulatory system. Circulatory system, we do not have direct control, but indirectly through asanas and pranayama, we try to control not control, but rectify or enhance the circulatory system. Circulatory system has all the vessels, blood vessels, like veins, arteries, which carries blood. Okay, and the blood, how it is carried from one place to another place, it is because of the presence of heart. Heart is very, very, very essential because it works as a pump. Like when you have you get water in the tap. Okay, how it is done? The water goes up on the terrace, and then when you open it, it goes. Okay, so how that water went up? It is through some motor, some pump. So that pump we have in our body, it is called heart. Heart is important because it works as a pump. Okay. Then we have nervous system. Nervous system is the mind, the nerves, the spinal cord. It is the whole system is called a nervous system. It is very important that you feel good. If you feel good, then the body functions good. Okay, like we see a lot of girls, they face problem in their periods because they are stressed out. Okay, so if there is no stress here, it is good, all happy thoughts. Sometimes we can have negative thoughts, it's okay, it's normal, but we want that we should be feeling good, because if we feel good, good hormones are released, and then our body functions well. And then in nervous system we have spinal cord. We need to keep our spinal cord straight most of the time, or we have to keep our spinal cord very, very healthy, because the spinal cord helps in it is the source, it is the main center from where all the nerves are going to other parts of the body. So for that we need to keep our spinal cord very, very healthy. Okay, so can you all tell me, when we inhale, what do we inhale? Which gas do we inhale? If you can tell me, please write your answers in the chat box. All of you, when we inhale, what do we inhale? Which gas do we inhale? Please write your answer. Oxygen, yes. Air, oxygen. Please tell me, what do we inhale? Oxygen, yes. We have 4 oxygen, 1 air. Yes, please. How many participants we have? We have 7 participants, but I have only 5. 2 more, please. Write your answers. Oxygen, oxygen, oxygen. Okay, 1 is left. 1, 2, 5, 6. 1 more, please. Write your answer. Okay, 1 is left. I don't know.
I think all 7 are there.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, so most of you have written oxygen, and only Relay has written air, which I think is the right answer, because we don't inhale the oxygen, but we are interested in oxygen. Okay, so the answer was already here, okay, on the board. We exhale the entire composition that's present in the air, and that composition is 78% of nitrogen, 21% of oxygen, and other 1% of other gases. So we are inhaling this all because we have no filter here. We are not having any filter here. So we just inhale everything, and in our lungs, this oxygen gets filtered. Okay, so this oxygen we are interested in, and when this oxygen gets utilized, carbon dioxide is left. And we exhale this nitrogen, this 1% plus CO2. Okay, so can you tell me? Okay, I think we're done with the class here today. Please note down that in next class we'll study about this concept of carbon dioxide and oxygen in detail. I want to ask you one question. Okay, and then we all will answer that, and I will tell you how this is connected, deeply connected to your studies in New York. Okay, I really hope if there is any query, you can ask, please, from today's session.
No questions.
Okay.
Questions? I'm good, thanks.
Okay. So I hope you liked the lecture. You got a lot of new things to learn from this lecture. and we'll meet on Monday.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.